Ladles and jelly spoons, welcome back to Badgerworks. Today, this. This is an Airfix starter kit. This is a 1/72nd scale Hunting Percival Jet Provost. But I'm not going to be building this. No, my daughter is. Say hello, Katie.
Hello, Katie.
Anyway, let's get on with it. Right, so yes, this is an Airfix starter kit. You've seen me build these before. Let's just get this out of the box. Where's it? And while I'm doing this, why was it you wanted to build this? Speak, child, use your words. What was it you said? You wanted to build it for something. You wanted to play with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. Oh. Right, let's put that over there.
Well, because I've got these dragons, and one of them doesn't have like part of its tail, so I'm going to do it like it got hit by a plane and lost half of its tail.
Oh, okay, that's quite cool. Right, decals.
And then there are going to be these people that go and try and find the wreckage of the plane.
All right.
Because it was like, I don't know, it was someone from their family or something, and then they find the dragons, and so they help the dragon. Because that dragon, the other dragons in its family doesn't like it because it can't fly.
Oh, I see. Fair enough. I like that. I expect a full written report on this.
Okay. Should I record it? We can make it into a movie.
Yeah, you should. Stop motion. You got a phone. We should do that. Okay, right. Here's the thing. I want a comments if you want to see this story of this dragon and the thing and the plane and everything else as a stop motion video.
It's also going to be set on like Isla Nublar or something, so there's going to be like dinosaurs.
There's going to be dinosaurs as well. Okay.
But the dinosaurs don't like the dragons, so they're kind of like at war as well.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to see that as a stop motion, we've never done stop motion, but how hard can it be?
I don't know what one of those is.
What?
I don't know what those is.
Stop motion. It's like Shaun the Sheep and that kind of thing.
Oh, I see.
Where you take a picture and then you move everything a tiny bit, then you take another picture and move everything a tiny bit.
I see.
We'll do that. Yeah, well, if you want to see that, in the comments. Anyway, so this is fairly standard. We're going to do this fairly quickly. It's going to be a fairly quick and dirty thing. So, instructions, it's all fairly straightforward. Put those to one side for a minute. So as I said, this is one of the starter kits, so it comes with one of these Humbrol #2 brushes, which are quite handy. We'll keep that. Probably won't use it, but we'll keep it.
What's this bit for?
What? That goes over the decals to protect them when they're in the box.
Oh.
But it's utterly pointless because they always fall off because they just do that. So, but anyway, we'll put those over there for a minute. So here's the little bag of paints and things, which we probably won't use. But the kit itself, let's get this open.
So is that the bottom and then those are the two wings and then you shove them on there and then they stick together?
Basically, yeah.
If you get what I'm saying.
Oh. Right. So, all the plastic bags. Never mind.
Yeah. It's like Playmobil. Plastic bags and plastic bags.
That is very true, actually.
And you still can't find anything because it's like, why can't they just number the plastic bags the same?
Well, they do because Lego do, don't they?
Yeah.
See, that's the interesting thing, actually. And manufacturers, if you're watching this, Lego, when you buy Lego, yes, the stuff all comes in plastic bags, which is annoying, but the bags are in order. So basically, you open bag A and you build the stuff from bag A, then you open bag B and so on. The Playmobil stuff is just all in like 1 million plastic bags, but you have to open all of the bags and get all of the stuff out and then try and find it all. So yeah, it's slightly annoying. Anyway, right, that's the glass. We'll leave that in the bag.
Suffocation. Keep this wrapper away from babies and children.
Are you a children? Technically, you're a children.
Oh no, I can't make it then. You have to do it on your own. Tragic.
No, you wanted it. You can build it, buddy. Anyway, so yeah, it's a fairly typical kind of Airfix fare. Actually, let's look at the dates on this thing. If I can find them. So yeah, there. So model design and tooling 2016. So these are fairly new molds, which means that these things tend to come out quite nice. I mean, you can see there's
detail.
There's a lot of detail. There's virtually no flashing. In fact, I can't really see any flashing on this at all.
Oh, you little people.
Well, yeah, you've got to have pilots, or pilot and co-pilot, or pilot and navigator, or whatever you have in these things. Anyway, so yes, let's make a start on this. So you can sit here.
Oh, I get to sit in the chair.
You get to sit in the chair.
I get to sit in the chair.
For once, you get to sit in the chair. Yes.
Oh, chair.
Right. So, instructions. Now, I should also mention that the microphone is, we're using one microphone between us, so I apologise if the sound is a bit iffy. So you might have to speak up, child.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel too short.
What?
When I'm all the way down here.
Hang on, wait, lift up a minute. Oh, hang on. Lift it. Get any better?
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is to show. Kind of sink. Right, so you need to find the bits.
Oh.
So you want. Hang on. Oh, this is going to be interesting because it's on both frames. So, do you know how to use these?
Well, you get them.
Remember, they've got a flat. Look, put it under there. So you've got a flat side and an angled side. So you want the flat side against the part, and then snip.
Okay.
See? Right. So cut that bit off. Don't cut your fingers off.
Okay.
Flat against the side of the part and snip.
Ooh.
Right, and then the bit at the back. Wait, look. Come at it from that angle.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Ooh, I
okay.
did it.
You did. Well done.
What is
I'm
it?
proud of you. Well, it's that bit there. It's the bottom of the floor of the cockpit.
Oh, I see. Floor. Ooh.
Right, we can do a lot of this in one go. So you want those two bits there.
I see. What are these? Seats or something?
They are what?
Yeah.
Other way round. Oh god, it's going to go ping across the floor, isn't it? We'll never see it again.
It's fine.
Like that. Oh, good grief. Right,
Fine.
where's the other one?
There.
Okay, so we want that little round bit there.
Ooh, round it.
That's the front of the cockpit.
Ah. I see.
And we want the sides of the seat, which are on this one. So
Those bits.
that one, that one, that one. Oh, and that one.
Okay. Why can't they all just be in one place?
Well, because they're not. Do you know what I might do actually?
What?
I might just leave the camera running and we'll see how long it takes for us to build this thing from start to finish.
Okay, you do that. Okay.
Now, I really need to do something
I
with this
think that's-
microphone as well. I mentioned to you before, occasionally it starts buzzing. You can't hear it, but when you play it back, it's going bzzz, and it's really annoying. I might have to get a new mic.
No.
Right, what
do
else
it.
do we want?
Broken.
So we want 33, whatever that bit is. Those two bits there.
Which bit do I cut?
Like that.
Okay. This bit? Oh.
Oh.
So
It helps if you actually hold the bit you're cutting while you're cutting it, because then it doesn't go twanging off.
Yeah.
Don't cut your fingers.
What if I cut my fingers?
What? Well, then it'll hurt and you'll bleed. See, look, I said hold it while you're cutting it. What did you do? Let go of it.
Oh.
And it's gone twanging off over there.
Here's one.
Yeah, I know. I can see the other one. It's over there. Hang on. Let me... Oh, come here. Right. And we also want the joysticks and that bit, which I think are on here. Yeah, so we want that bit, that bit and that bit. Now look on these, you see they've got a little tag on the bottom. See it?
Yeah.
Don't cut that off because we need that. That's how it sticks in. That's it.
How am I supposed to hold it?
That's it, like that. Just try not to leave bits on the thing because they'll get. If you hit that, they'll go twanging off. Right, that bit there.
Which bit?
That bit.
That bit.
Yeah, the thing looks like a dog.
Oh yeah.
Arf. Go on with
Dog
it.
was that?
Arf. Arf. Oh, straight in the floor. That's it. Feed the carpet monster, even though I don't have carpet here.
Exactly.
Right, I think that'll do. Let me sit down for a minute because I'm going to clean these parts up quickly. And I don't trust you with a scalpel. What was? Oh, you're just knocking everything over. Right, okay, so look at the plan.
Huh?
Don't tip that up because it'll all come out. Leave it like that. Okay, so you want that bit first. And look, you want to put the little dog thing in and the two joysticks.
Okay.
So you want that bit
It's tiny.
and that bit and wherever the other one went. There it is. So they go with this flat bit facing forwards, and this goes with the dog's head facing forwards. So that goes in there like that, and then they go on the side of it. So what you want to do is get, I'll do this first bit just to show you. Put a little double glue, literally that much. Does not need to be swimming in glue. We do not want glue bombs, thank you. And then that goes in there like that, you see. Now put the joysticks in.
Which bit do I glue?
Huh?
So this bit
That goes forwards, yeah.
goes.
So you want a little double glue on the bottom.
Okay.
That's more than enough. And then you see there's that little T-shaped hole in the floor. Put it in there. Do you want to use tweezers?
Yes. Not the toy.
Well, no, don't worry about that because you can always pick it up again afterwards. I need tweezers. Can't do them.
Thanks.
So just don't let it go twanging across the floor. You winning?
No.
What? Right, other way round, that's it. Are you left or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Hold it in your right hand then, you weirdo.
Oh.
So you can put the glue in the hole if you want to.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Just maybe a while.
Just talk about yourselves for a minute.
I don't do tiny things.
That's enough. Whoa! Good grief.
I can't see it.
What do you mean you can't see it?
I'm
Other
blind.
way round, other way round. The flat bit goes to the front.
Right.
Hold it where you are. Oh, God, this is going to go twang across the floor. I can see it. Oh, God. There you go. You're nearly there. No, use the tweezers. That's what you've got them for. Just lift it up and put. There you go. Like that. Alright, let's have a look. Oh, glasses. I think that's going to become the catchphrase of this channel. Where are my glasses? Oh. Alright, yeah, that's alright. Right, good job. So now you want to put the front on.
Oh, good.
So, you see it's got those little bits on it?
Yeah.
So they go into those little saddles at the front. So put a little double glue on each one of them and then pop it in.
Okay. What happens if I glue it to my fingers?
Well, don't.
But what happens if
You
I
won't
do?
glue it to your fingers because that glue doesn't set fast enough.
Oh. Where I put it?
Right. So, other way round. Other way up.
Oh.
Just turn the... Oh.
This way?
Yes, that way. Oh, I've never seen anyone so cack-handed in my life. Go on. That's it, like that. Good, well done. Right, now put that to one side for a second. Now you've got to glue the seats together. So you want the left and right side of each seat.
Yay! I love little tiny seat things.
Quit your snivelling. Oh, I'm just putting glasses on. This is not a good idea. A little bit of glue. Other half of the seat. And then pop it together like that. See? Easy as that. Right, you do the other one.
These, not these.
So if you look,
These.
yes. You see inside, see that, look, you see there's a little bit there and there.
Yeah.
They go into the corresponding slot and hole on the other side
Yeah.
to line it up.
So they go like that.
Yes. Right, put a bit of glue on. Just put a little bit where the slot is. You don't need a huge amount. You actually put any on there?
Yeah, I think that.
I want a little bit more than that. No, don't worry about it. Just put it together. Put it before the glue dries. As I say, I'm pretty sure you haven't put any glue on that, because that would stick instantly. In your own time, there's no rush.
No, good.
Right. Now, you might be thinking, why have we only put that tiny little bit of glue on? So the next thing we've got to do is put the seats in, the seat panels in. So these are easy. So all you've got to do,
Stick some glue on that and then
It's put-
stick them together.
put glue in there. Oh, hang on. I'll try and pick this up now. Glue on the seat pan. Glue there. Get that.
Do that.
And just pop it in like that. You see? And that will hold it all together. Right, we do the other one.
I've glued my fingers.
What?
I've glued my fingers.
This microphone's definitely got a loose wire in it. I have to keep adjusting it, like moving the wire to stop it from... I'll tell you what, actually, what I might do while we're doing that.
Father, I've got glue on my finger.
Oh, good grief, hang on.
I've got glue on both my fingers. Thank you.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put that on there with that peg, you see, and then hopefully that will stop that wire from moving and it will stop it mucking about. Anyway, right, next. So we're not having the pilot, so we can skip that step. See, that's the thing. See, if you have the pilots, you don't put the seat pad in, you just put the pilot in instead. Right, so now you want these bits here, and they go on the top of the seats like that. That's it, like that. So put a little dab of glue in there. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait, because there's a big blob of glue on that. This is the trouble with these Revel contactor things, is the glue kind of wicks up the tube with capillary action. Have you learned about capillary action in school? That's enough.
Caterpillar action.
Capillary action.
Oh, no.
That's where if you have a very thin tube and you put a fluid into it, it will basically pull itself up the tube. And it's known as capillary action. It's how your capillaries work in your veins. Right, same thing.
I don't think this one has been moulded.
It hasn't been moulded properly, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
So it's got a big hole in the back of it. I think I might have heard of that. I probably just forgot. I was doing everything else. In one ear, out the other.
Yeah, we don't do school, do we?
No.
Right, and
See.
yes, well done. Now the last step, you've got to put those seats in there. So the way that goes in is, you see, you've got this. Is that meant to be there? Oh, that's supposed to be right. So you see, you've got this little bit here. So that there, that little block, goes in that slot there.
I see.
So put a bit of glue on that, and then put the seat, slide the seat over the top of it.
So on this.
On that bit, yeah.
This?
Like that, yeah, that's it. And then put the seat in. No, just put it in and push it back. Like that, that's it. There you go. And then do the other one.
There's like quite a small space in there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of space in these aircraft. They're designed to be as small as possible.
Oh, I wouldn't fit in one.
Well, you would. You sat in one of these. What are you talking about? You sat in one at the Air Force Museum.
What?
Yes. That two-seater thing you're sitting side by side, that's one of these, a Jet Provost.
Oh.
Right. Congratulations, child. We've almost completed the cockpit. Now, one more bit we need is the dashboard, which is that bit there.
Which bit? Oh.
That bit. Cut that out.
Ooh. Start pointy things back.
Well, that's useful. I wonder how much of that we've lost.
Oh no.
The camera stopped recording, which is fun. Anyway, so just in case, I don't know how much we've lost so far, but we've got the fuselage done. It's not glued in yet. So what we're going to do now is we need to paint the cockpit. But what we're going to do is we're going to leave that for a few minutes to dry. So if you wanted to go and get a drink or something, or... I'm just saying. Right, we'll be back in a minute. Right, she's gone to get a drink, so what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to mask up the canopy, because it will just save us a lot of time later on. Now, she said she wanted it shut, so we use this one, and we need this bit. I'll get this masked up. So there's basically two versions of the canopy, and one of them is wider than the other. So you see that one will actually fit inside there, and that's if you want the canopy open, you use this one, and if you want the canopy shut, you use this one. I'll do this big bit, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing, but it's fairly straightforward. Scissors like that. Oh. Cocktail stick. I find cocktail sticks are very good for getting the tape worked into the seams, because they've got a bit of a point to them, but they're also blunt. Let's trim that down a bit. Right, then we take this. Back already, are we?
Yeah.
I just thought while you were off doing what you were doing, I would quickly mask up the canopy, because we're going to need that at some point. And I'm currently making a right dog's ear roll of it. I'll get the rest of this done and then we'll carry on. Right, now for the fun bit. I've masked up the canopy, and now after our little break we're going to start painting. So we're going to use this XF85 rubber black to do the interior of the cockpit, or I should say you're going to do that.
Yay.
So sit yourself down, mind the wire.
I mean, 2 wires now.
Here, you'll need that so you don't get paint all over your fingers.
Ooh.
Put it on your left hand.
Left.
Left hand.
Okay. The one that isn't
now,
right.
you can have a little practice first. I'll just make sure the brush is working properly. So for this, I'm just going to use this Draper trigger brush because it's easier to use. Yeah, right. So hold it in your right hand.
Ooh.
Now, squeeze the trigger very, very gently until paint starts to come out. All right, that'll do. Right, now, here, let me show you on this one first. So, I should have primed this really, but never mind. You just want to do... Don't put the brush too close. Whoa, 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 because we don't want big runs, okay? Like I said, squeeze gently until the paint starts coming out. There you go, that's all it needs. And you can just go over it again. You don't need to, just only up to the back of the cockpit. This line here and the back of the cockpit.
Oh.
More on this bit here. There's no paint coming out. That's it. Go on, keep going. The main thing you need to worry about is the side here.
This side?
Between here and here. Whoa! Gently. Right, try and get some on the front of here. On here, this bit here. And this bit at the and look. So there, along here, and there. Without squeezing the trigger too hard. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all I need. Right, and then a bit on the back of there. Gently. Alright, that'll do. That's enough. Right, now you've got to do this bit. So, hold it by the stick. And the trick really here, look, let go. You've got a death grip on the brush for a start. When you're doing this, is just from a distance like that. And just turn it. Okay, let the brush do the work. Go on, I'll take it. But just gently squeeze.
The entire thing?
The whole, well, all of this bit.
The inside?
Yes, but this top bit as well, all of this, in between the seats, everywhere. Right. Hold the brush further away. Hold the brush further away. Actually, I think there is a decal that goes on there. The top, yeah. Hold it further away. Don't squeeze so hard. What's wrong with the top of the seats? You're not doing them bits. Look, you've missed a lot. What you have to remember with this is the paint comes out in a straight line, alright? So you have to get in all the little nooks and crannies. That'll do. You did alright, you did a good job. It's just like I say, remember the paint comes out in a straight line. So if you're not aiming it at all the little nooks and crannies, it will just go straight past it. You're basically blowing air at it. Right, anyway, that'll do for that. So get out of the way so I can clean the brush. Oh!
Don't trip over on.
And don't trip over while you're doing it. Alright, let's have a look at this.
Father.
Yeah.
You know Latin?
Do I?
Yeah.
A little bit, why?
Oh.
I haven't done Latin for a long time though. Why, what did you have in mind?
Well, because I need a name for like the dragons, so I wanted to do one in like Latin.
Oh, I see. Well, you can just make something up that sounds Latin. Just make something up that sounds Latin. Oh, this is still recording. Oh, whatever. Something that sounds Latin. Draconis puffius. That sounds Latin, doesn't it? Just add is or us onto the end of everything and it'll be fine. It's Latin.
Okay.
That's basically how pig Latin works, or pigeon Latin.
Pigeon Latin?
Well, it's when you do a pigeon language, it's basically where you make something that sounds like the language but actually isn't. So, yeah.
I see.
Because I don't think that the kind of words that you're looking for possibly don't exist in Latin. Right, stand over there, that side. But yeah, so you can, like I say, what is this dragon's feature? What does it do?
Well, it's the one that's missing like half of its tail.
Yeah, I know, but apart from that, because that's a physical characteristic that it's acquired, isn't it? That's not something to do with the species.
Oh. So like the entire species?
Yeah.
Oh. What are you asking?
What does it do? Like does
what
it breathe fire? Does it?
No, it like breathes lightning.
Breathes lightning. So Draconis sparkus. No?
No.
What's wrong with that?
I don't like it.
Alright, if any of you are still listening, if I've left this bit in, something else you put in the comments. We want
Well, because I mean...
Latin sounding names for dragons.
Because I mean, like, the first one was Toothless, and then there's the other one that's called, like, Thunder. But then what's... I need it to sound like that, but not like that, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, but Toothless is just his name.
Yeah, I know.
That's not the species.
Yes, I know!
Sorry, I thought you want a name for the dragon?
Yes, I want a name for the dragon!
Oh, sorry. Well, why did you ask if I knew Latin then?
What? Oh, because I kind of want the name to be in Latin.
Oh.
No, I meant the name for the specific dragon.
Oh, right. I'm with you.
I know what the species, they're nightlights.
Oh,
I need the name for the specific dragon.
Right. Okay. Now I'm with you. Okay. But you want it to sound vaguely Latin.
Yeah.
Sparkus.
Oh, sounds too much like Sparky.
Um,
My name is Sparky.
Alright, come on. Comments in the suggestions. Suggestions in the comments even. For Latin sounding names for a dragon that breathes lightning.
And only has one fin.
And only has one tail. Is it a tail fin or?
Yeah, it's a tail
So it's like
fin.
toothless.
Yeah.
Right, so similar to that. Okay. So, what we need to do now, we really should put the... do you want to put the decal on for the instrument panel?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Right. First thing I'm going to do is turn that compressor off before it goes off again. In that case, we'll have to put some varnish on this. So I'm just going to quickly varnish the inside of the cockpit with this high coat. This is actually quite good stuff. I've used this a couple of times now. It works quite well. Give me that glove. Just put, oh, how sweaty are your hands? Oh no, you can keep that. I'll get another one out of the box, shall I?
I'm going to just be a puddle of water down there.
That's just you. Oh, clammy child. Don't touch me with your clammy hands. Here. Oh, where's the end of that? Here, wipe your hand with filthy bloody kids. You never stop being filthy and horrible, do you, kids? What age do kids stop being filthy and horrible? Oh, right.
When they
Mind
move
out the way.
out.
Well, yeah. Okay, that'll do for that. I might as well just quickly flip the inside of this as well. seal that paint on there. Right, let's get a hairdryer on this. Right, so we're going to put this decal on. So I'll show you how you do this. And we'll do this one, and then you can do the rest of them yourself afterwards when we get to the end. Glasses. So the trick is, when you're cutting out these decals, is just snip them off the paper like that, and then what you want to do, so if you look at that, if you can tip it in the light, you can see it's got like a little edge around it. You see it?
Kind of.
Right, well what you want to do is you want to cut around that, which is not the easiest thing in the world, but what you want is the decal cut as close to the actual shape it needs to be as possible, because then you don't get bits sticking off the edge, because they always make these things slightly bigger than the actual thing is that they're going on to, which means you end up with little white edges, which is really annoying.
Why?
Well, they just do, I don't know. Probably easy to cut this with a knife actually. See, what you can do with a knife is you can just go right up to the edge, because the decal is very, very thin on the paper. So you can literally just cut like that, and it will cut the decal without cutting the paper. I don't expect you to do this because it's the other bits you won't really need to, but like that. So stick that in the water. Now, I said I was going to explain this to you. The reason I put this gloss varnish on is so you've got a nice smooth surface for the decal to stick to.
Yeah.
Right. Now, some people will tell you that you don't need to do that, and it's one of those things that you build your model how you want, and people say you don't need to do that, and it's like, well, if you don't, then if you feel that you don't, then don't. But I find it's easier to do this, so I do it. But it's one of these things, people get into all kinds of arguments about this, and it's a bit silly, really. People saying, oh, you don't need to, you don't need to, and then other people saying, yes, you absolutely must do it, and it's like, well, it's entirely up to you whether you want to do it or not. It's whatever works best for you. Right, come here, you. So now we take that out of there. Dry it off a little bit, and then it sticks to my finger. And what we want to do is get hold of this like that, and then pop it into place like so.
That bit's there.
Well, you'll see what you do then is you get a cotton bud like this, and you basically just gently roll it over, and what it does is it pushes the fluid out from underneath and gets this to settle in place like that. I don't know. Focus, hello? No, not going to focus. Okay, so we'll let that dry for a minute, and then we can bop the rest of it together.
No.
Not impressed, are you?
Mildly content, I suppose.
Oh, mildly content, yes. Anyway, so we'll keep that stuff out because we'll need that in a minute. So let's give that a minute to set up, and then what we'll do is we'll hit the inside of it with this matte lacquer just to seal it all, and then we can put the rest together and paint it.
Woo. Press it down now.
Oh. Right, so next thing, got to stick that in there.
Whoa.
So if you look here, you've got that little bit there, yeah? So that there sits in there, right? The bottom of this sits on top of this, right? So it basically goes like that.
Okay.
Like that. You see? And then you'll see this bit here, you see there's that little ridge there.
Yeah.
This back of this sits up against that. But you need to get it in straight so that it sits like that. Okay? So what you want to do, oh God, I can't get it out again now. Yeah. So you want to put a little bit of glue in there, on there, a little bit in there, and a little bit there. Alright? Little bit of glue. Is there actually anything coming out of that? Right, that's enough, that's enough. And then a bit, that's it there. That's enough, let it run down. And then a bit on top of that, that's it. On the inside of it. That's it, that'll do. Right, then take your thing, put it in. That's it. Drop it back down a bit. Right, then look, make sure it's gone on top of the... Let's have a look. Make sure it's gone on top of that. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Right. Now for the fun bit. So what you want to do is put a line of glue on there, all the way down here to here, around the front, here, here, and along here, and then stick the two.
From here.
So look, I'll show you. So you do a bit like that, and then you go down like that, and you do a bit around here, and a bit along here. I'm probably getting this everywhere, but never mind. And then you go down here, and a little bit along there. Now stick the other half of the fuselage on. So look, you've got these little pins here, you see, and there are little holes, and that will line it all up. That's not far off there, that's it. And then you've got to push it together, hold it together. Right, flip it up the other way, because we've got to make sure that the cockpit's gone in properly. Let's have a look. Because what you can do, yeah, that's about right. And then just give it a squeeze and make sure everything's stuck together properly. Right, now what we need to do is just clamp that for a minute so that it stays together. So we're going to put one of these on here, like that. Right, like that. And then we'll leave that for a minute to dry, and then we can stick the wings on. Right, while that's drying, you can start cutting these other bits off. We need that bit, that bit, that bit, that bit, that bit, that bit. Those bits. That bit, that bit. And that'll do us for now. Enjoy. You wish you'd never done this now. Huh?
I said I'll do that then, shall I?
Well, you wanted to build a model, child, and this is what building a model entails. You have to cut the bits off, clean them up, and then stick them on. Missed fun, did we?
Off.
There's two, did we?
Off.
Right, just put it down there for now. You want that as well? Let's build a model, Dad. Let's do it now. I seem to recall that was the...
Was it?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't think we need anything off that one else for a minute. There's a couple of other little bits, but those two bits off of there.
What are these? The top
They're the tops of the wings, yeah. You did a fine job, child. Well done. Yeah, I patted your head. He's a good dog.
Woof woof.
Right, I think we can get rid of that bit actually. Recycling. Yes, that bit. That's the rudder.
Oh.
And then we want all that, and that. See, now you're learning. I think it was Bill Gates that said, if you want to go find the easiest way to do someone, don't ask the smartest person, ask the laziest person, because they'll find the easiest way to do it.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, one of the founders of Microsoft, one of the richest men in the world.
Good for him. Didn't you say we needed one of those bits as well?
Oh, that bit, that one there. Because you see, there are different options if you want to see. Look.
Ah,
So if you have the undercarriage down, use that one. If you have the undercarriage closed, use that one.
Ah, I
So
see.
we want the closed one.
Because that would be where
The wheel comes out, yes.
comes from.
See, now what I'm going to say, I'm going to clean up those bits, so you need to move out of the way, and you're going to moan that you can't sit down.
Oh.
Get out of the way.
But father,
But daughter.
but father, my legs hurt.
Oh God, my ears hurt from listening to you whining. Good grief. Just start with these bits. Knife. Probably a good start.
Technically I can sit down, but that means I've got to walk all the way over there
Oh,
to the other side of the shed.
good grief. The absolute horror of it all. In fact, while I'm doing this, I'm going to have a little rant about schools. Because the reason I'm not letting her do this is partly because I want it done quick. And quite frankly, I can't stand the wailing. But I found out the other day that they don't let them use sharp knives in schools because of health and safety. And it's like, I kind of understand that, but at the same time it's almost a situation where it's like, how do you learn how to do something safely if no one actually teaches you to do it? Because there's risk assessment and risk awareness, and then there's risk aversion. And risk aversion is where you try and you basically avoid doing things because there's a risk attached to them. And instead of learning how to mitigate that risk, you just don't do the thing. And that is not an ideal way to learn how to do things. Because what you do is you learn, or you don't learn, how to assess and manage risk. What you do is you learn to avoid risk. And the trouble is, some risks cannot be avoided. Like, for example, using sharp knives. Because it's like, how are you supposed to cut anything without a sharp knife? And you're actually at more danger of cutting yourself with a blunt implement than you are with a sharp one. Because with a blunt one, you need to put more force into the cut. And you're more likely to slip and cut yourself. So this is why you hear me talking all the time about putting new blades on the knife when I'm doing anything. It's because if you're trying to cut stuff with a blunt knife, first of all you won't get a decent cut, and secondly you're far more likely to hurt yourself. So one day, child, we will sit down and we will teach you how to cut things properly.
Wait.
Although to be fair, at this point, why am I doing this wrong? Right now. How am I doing this wrong?
You're cutting towards your thumb.
Exactly. Well done. See, you
Mother
do this.
does that.
Yeah, well, that's the trick, you see. As a wise man once said, cut towards your chum, not towards your thumb. But this is a whole thing, you see, when I talk about risk awareness.
But then apparently Mother says she has more control over the knife if she cuts towards her thumb than if she doesn't.
This is the thing, you see, this is what I was just about to say. This is what I was talking about with risk awareness and risk management. Is the fact that I know that this is technically a more dangerous way to do it, but it also, as your mother rightly says, you have more control over it this way. So provided you're aware of the risks and you mitigate those risks, you can do this.
What does mitigate mean?
Well, minimise.
Ah.
You'll probably realise from me bathering on like this that I used to be a project manager.
You did?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
What were you project managing?
All kinds of different things. See, this is the thing you have to remember as well about project management, is that if you're a good project manager, it doesn't matter what the project is. You could be doing anything from bathrooms to battleships. The same principles apply. And if you're...
What if you're doing a bathroom for a battleship?
Well, then you still manage it exactly the same way as if you were project managing anything else. But the problem you find with a lot of project managers that I've encountered is that they're more interested in keeping their own jobs than they are in pushing the project forwards. And so in some cases they will actually deliberately delay a project or slow it down so that they have a job for longer. So anyway, that's enough ranting about that. I've got a bit of a ridge there, that's annoying.
Oh well.
Right, I'll show you how to get rid of that. So you could sand this, but the trouble is if you sand it, you'll make a right ear roll of it. But what you do is if you come in like this and just scrape it, then you can just scrape off the raised bit, and it's a lot easier than
satisfying
than having to sand it all down, you see. So you just scrape flat across the join until the join disappears, you see.
That's like a rat.
It does a bit, yes.
I still remember that rat growling at me.
What? Oh yeah.
Hissed at me.
Well,
ferocious rat.
That's because you annoyed it. It was probably frightened, that's why.
Expecting any minute for it to leap out at me and attack me.
Well, this is
rabies and blood red eyes.
This is what you find when people talk about fighting like a cornered rat, because that's the thing. Rats will try and avoid conflict. They would much rather run away and hide, but if you corner them, they will fight, and they will fight quite ferociously for their size. It's interesting. People say that about guinea pigs as well. Mm. It's like people talk about the courage of a lion and all the rest of it. I'd rather have the courage of a guinea pig. Because what's that thing I saw the other day on Facebook? Forget about the courage of a lion. When you've got an animal that weighs 2 pounds that will scream at a gorilla 100 times its size because its lettuce is a bit too wilty. So there is a big hole in the front of that, which I don't like.
Oh dear. Don't worry, it's going to be crashed anyway.
Well, I'm going to do something. I will do this because this again is risk mitigation. I do not want you messing around with this stuff because it's horrible. But I'm going to use a bit of this on here because that will melt that joint and let it seal up properly. Because sometimes if the plastic isn't perfectly uniform, it won't go together right. Whereas this stuff here, this is actually not Tamiya cement, this is methyl ethyl ketone. It's an industrial solvent, but I am not letting
small children like me.
I'm not letting you. Well, it's not that I don't trust you with it. It's the fact that the
toxic fumes.
the toxic fumes, exactly. And although we've got adequate ventilation in here, it's still. I don't want you anywhere near this stuff because it's horrible. Right, that's a lot better. Right, let's get rid of that. But to be fair, that stuff is way better for building models than, well, I mean the Revel.
Then PVA glue, yeah.
The Revel's good stuff, and there is definitely a place for it. But I generally tend to use the methylethyl stuff. The dangerous stuff, yes, because it works better in many situations.
I still remember that time at Cubs. We were trying to make a little, like one of those little round toggle things for our
Woggle.
Yeah. Well, most of us were using glue, but it was only at the end when some of us realised that what we were using wasn't glue. We were using white paint. So they had given, because we were in like 4 groups, and they had given one group white paint instead of glue. So they were trying to glue this stuff on with paint.
Nice. That's interesting. That's fantastic. Well done. Yeah.
As we know, it's because the glue hadn't gone clear. It was white.
It was still white. Yeah.
Paint. So.
Right. So.
Don't put your paint next to your glue.
That goes like that, you see.
Yeah, and that as well.
So that back bit there goes in first, and then it just pops in like that. See? So you can start putting this together.
Ooh, start assembling it.
Well, I'm just wondering actually whether it would be easier. See, they say put the wings on. Alright, we'll put the wings on first because that's what they say to do. I was just wondering whether it would be easier to put these on first, but I think it might be easier to wait until we've got everything else in. I don't remember which way around these things go. Do they go that way or do they go? Oh, I don't know, we'll worry about that in a minute. Right, put the wings on. So, what you want on here is a bit of glue around here and a bit across the back of there and just up. So, oh, where are the tweezers gone? They're under there. Oh, good grief. I'll just use this. So, along here, yeah, you see that flat surface there, across there, there, and there. Where's my tea? She brought me a cup of tea. Isn't that nice? I had to ask for it, but she did get it. Right, let's see how good you are at making tea. If this isn't nice, you're disowned. Pay attention to what you're doing. Well, it's hot.
Tea.
It's hot. It's very nice, child. Well done. Don't leave the bag in so long next time.
God, which bit do I glue? I've forgotten now. You've distracted
That bit there, that bit there.
Yeah, I've glued those.
There,
I've glued
there,
that bit,
there. And you want to put a little bit on the back of there. Oh, hang on. Not on there, because now it's in the wrong place. Oh, you don't squeeze the bottle.
I'm not. It's just dripping.
Oh, good grief. Go on, put it in. Good grief. Right, pop it in at the front, that's it. Right, flip it over. Now you want to put the tops of the wings on. So that's that side. And that is this side. Okay. So, same again, you see this, so you want this flat surface here, flat surface here, and around that. Okay. And then that one goes on there. So you can put it on here if you want to.
So where?
Flat surface all the way around the edge.
And then
all the way around that, the wing tank at the end.
the wing tank.
And then back down this side.
Starving.
Come on, the glue down there is going to be dry by the time you get down there.
Right.
Right. And you take that and you pop it on like that. And make sure it's... So what you've got to look for as well here, see this gap here? Make sure that's closed up. Oh, blobs of glue everywhere. Right, do that side. See, the nice thing about using that solvent that I was using is that you don't need to do this. You put the two parts together, then you touch the brush to the joint and it goes and sucks the glue into the joint. You might also want to put a little bit on here as well. On the end. Oh, good grief. On here.
Oh, on here?
Yes.
So in there.
On that bit there.
Oh, and that bit there.
Oh, try not to get the glue everywhere. Right, put the wing on. So put the end in, drop it down. Yeah, but it's not all right. You've got to get it done before the glue dries. Right, and then make sure it's sufficiently fastened all the way around and there aren't any gaps like there is there, you see. Make sure you press it together. That's betterer.
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 Right, now this needs to go in that slot there. So put a bit of glue on there in the middle and hoof it in.
Hoof it in?
Yes, hoof it in.
Hoof it
It's
in?
a technical term. Trying not to drip glue all over everything.
Is that a technical term as well?
Put a bit on the underside as well.
What underside? Oh, this underside.
Yeah, that'll do.
Where do I
Right.
put it?
And then slide it into that slot on the back.
Oh, this bit.
Yeah.
Am I hoofing it in right?
That's it, just make sure it goes all the way in. So you want the good joints to close up like that, you see. Right, now you want this. And you want to put glue in that groove there and across the top. You can use both hands, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Funnily enough. In fact, just put some in that groove on the back, that'll be enough. And take that, put it in there. Just drop it in straight in. That's it. Make sure it's straight. Oh. Don't need to push it, just sit it in the thing.
Oh, is this the little tail finny thing? The little wing? No. The little
rudder.
Yeah, I knew that.
Right. Big blobs of glue everywhere. Right, let's put that lid back on that glue. We'll let that dry for a minute before we do the rest of it. But this is going swimmingly, child. Well done. Did you need to go and have a lie down or anything?
Yes. Starving.
Starving. Although it is 5 o'clock,
Starving.
it is dinner time.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to put the rest of this together and then you can go and have dinner.
Okay.
So, how do these side panels go on? Now, the reason I said about whether you wanted the wheels down is because you actually, if you want the undercarriage, because it's a tricycle undercarriage, so it has a wheel at the front.
Yeah.
The thing is with the model,
Triangles free.
yes, exactly. The back it will be tail heavy, so what you have to do is you have to put a weight in the front of the nose to keep the nose down.
I see.
But because we're not having the undercarriage, we don't need that. Right, so let's turn that round that way, and then we want this one. Okay, so that
Thanks.
slides in there like that. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all.
Which bit of the on this bit?
I think it's supposed to be that one that goes on this side. Yeah, those plans aren't very clear. Anyway, right, so you see how that goes? So that slides in there.
Okay.
So what I would suggest you do is put a little blob of glue sort of here.
Okay.
And then slide that in there.
Okay.
And it goes right up
Okay.
until it seats like that, you see? Carry on. So that's it, little blob of glue there. That's enough. Right, and then take that and slide it in. There you go. Alright. And what we'll do, just for the lols, we'll just put a drop of that on there.
Nasty stuff.
The nasty stuff, yes.
Nasty stuff.
Right, now do the same on the other side.
What does the nasty stuff even do?
It's
Does it poison you?
it's very, very, very toxic.
Mm.
It's a solvent. Right, do the same on the other side. That there. But basically, the reason you use it for this is because the reason it works as an adhesive is because it dissolves the plastic. So it's what you call a weld bond. So it actually melts the plastic, and then when the solvent flashes off and evaporates, the plastic then kind of sets again. So it welds the two pieces literally become one piece. That's all right. Right. So now.
Does it cause danger of death?
Very much so, yeah. You do not want to muck around with this stuff. It's horrible, horrible stuff. Which way around do these goes? I think that goes on that side. I might just mech this on because...
Go on then.
Well, it's just that trying to put that on like that is fiddly. Oh, it shifted. Don't shift. Stay put. Oh, God, blimey. Come in. Right. And I'll do this one on this side as well. Just for expediency. Go on, say it.
What?
What? You weren't even listening, were you? What? Invented the light bulb, didn't he?
No, it was Alexandro Volta.
Yes, well done.
What does expedience mean?
Simplicity. Just make things easier and quicker.
Like Expedia. Oh, I don't know it's called.
Yeah. Well, that's where they get the name from. It's because their idea is they make things easy and quick. But right, so now this is where we got. I'm just wondering whether it'd be easier to put the canopy on as well, because this is going to be fun. Because the canopy's got to go on in 3 pieces. So what I would suggest you do, it's much easier if they just gave you a 1-piece canopy for the closed one, but so that bit got to go on the back. So that bit goes on there, like that, and then that bit goes in that way round like that, and then this bit goes on the front like that. But the idea is they give you 2, like I said earlier, there's 2 of these, so that middle bit, they give you this one as well. This one's actually wider than this one, so if you want the canopy open, you can basically put that one on instead. That's why I asked if you wanted the canopy open or closed. Shall I stick these on?
Yes.
Because honestly, it'd be a lot easier to stick these on with the mech than it would to do it with this stuff. In fact, we need to put that lid on there because that is going to... And once again the camera decided to stop recording, so I don't know how much again we've lost, but we've got to the point where we're just putting the canopy on. Now I'm going to do this because I'm going to use the methyl ethyl ketone to do it, because it'll be a lot quicker and easier.
I'm going to be back here holding my breath.
It's not that bad. People say, oh, you shouldn't use this on glass because it makes it fog, which I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying I've never had it happen to me, but there's the first time for everything. So.
You forgot my glass.
What?
I said, don't you forgot my glass. After all that.
I think as long as you're careful putting it on, it's fine. Right. Huh?
I said, what time is it?
Right. So we're going to leave that to dry for a minute. Do you want to go and have dinner?
Yes, I do.
Alright. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to call this quits for a minute while we go and have dinner.
Dinner break.
And then we'll come out. We'll give this a chance to all set up. I think what I might do is, before I come in, is I'll just stick those bits in on the underside, because then that way we can, in fact I might even throw some primer at this.
Go on then, you do that.
You go and have your dinner, I'll stick some primer on this.
I will. Bye.
Bye, love you. Is that, hang on.
No, it's not. Now it is.
Tart. I'll be in a minute. Yes, so I'll just stick these last couple of bits on. She's actually done quite a good job on this thing. Oh, where are my glasses? This is the nice thing for her. She doesn't have to keep finding her glasses all the time. I don't want to look at anything. I'm going to take a risk here, and I'm going to put a little drop of MAC on there. See what that does. Okay, I think that'll do us. Right, now I'm going to quickly put these bits in as well. As I say, it's easier for me to do it with this. Right, that's that one. Now you'll notice I haven't put the tail cone on, the jet cone, and there's a reason for that, which we will go into in a minute. But basically the idea is that tail cone needs to be silver and the rest of the aircraft is red. So by leaving that out for now, we can paint that silver, paint this red. It also gives us somewhere to hold the thing while we're painting it. So right, and then that needs to go in there. Like that. So we'll let this dry, and then I'm going to hit it with some, well, 2 coats of primer. So first of all I'm going to give it a coat of this high coat grey primer, because this stuff is really good. I like using this stuff. And then after that I'm going to go over it again with the high coat white primer, because we're going to paint this red, so it's better to have a lighter base colour, because spraying the red over the grey, the red doesn't cover great, so this will make it work a lot better. But I'll put these on, and then we'll come back and we'll think about putting some paint on this thing. Right, so she has returned from dinner, suitably fed, and I don't have mine yet, but there you go. Anyway, we're going to so I've painted, just to show you, I've painted the whole thing with, so it's had a coat of the grey and then the white over the top. And what we're going to do now
is paint it red.
Is paint it red, yes. So for that we're going to use this XF7 flat red. So the airbrush is all loaded up, ready to go.
All over it?
All over the whole thing, yes. Right, here, let me show you. Hold it for a second. Look, when you're painting a big thing like this, start at one end, go all the way down and back again. Like that, you see. And turn it. Like I said, the paint is going straight. Like that, you see? All the way, one end to the other. Don't let the brush stop, because that's when you get pools of paint. Right. Let's do the tail as well. Don't get too close, you don't need to get too close. Not too close. That's where you're getting stripes, you see. Hold it a bit further away. See, like that.
I see.
And you can move the plane as well, because like I say, you've got your missing bits because you need to turn. Move the plane, not the brush. Right, now hit it again. Not too close. That's it, keep going. You've got to hit it from every angle. A bit more than that. Look, like this. Go across, so you go off the edge, because that's where you won't get blobs when you get to the end.
My arm hurts.
Oh, good grief, child. Look, it's very easy. Look. If you weren't flapping around so much, it wouldn't hurt. See? Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, but you've been doing this for about 40 years.
Carry on. Oh. Don't touch the aircraft on the paper. This is why you need practice, you see. This is what we're doing, we're practicing. That's it, like that. This is why we're using a trigger brush, because the trigger brush is easy to control. Not too close. Turn it over a bit as well. You see all the white bit. This is easy because you're painting red over white, so you can see exactly where you've been and where you need to go. Now look at all the bits you've missed, like on the fronts of the wings, leading edges and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry too much about keeping it under the camera, just get it where you can do it. Right, I think we're getting there. Right, we'll give this a couple of coats of red and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. Right, there we go. That's the red done. This red always comes out looking a bit chalky, but we'll fix that. So we're going to give this a coat of gloss lacquer now to fix it, and then we can think about putting decals on. So, lacquer has been applied. So the next step is put these on, which you're going to do. So,
I've got a TV remote in there.
What?
I've got a TV remote.
It's not a TV remote, it's my music thing. So basically the way you figure out where the decals go is you look at the picture on the back of the box.
Right.
So we'll put that there, like that. So I'm assuming you don't want to put all of them on. No. Take after me for that. So what I think would probably be best is to actually start on the underside and put these on first. So these ones are not as crucial as the other ones that we looked at earlier because they just go on a big flat space. So I'll put the first one on and show you how to do it, and then you can put the rest on. How about that?
Yeah. Can you show me how to do the second one as well? Just in case I don't get it. And then maybe the third one.
Yeah, welcome to my world, everybody. So into the water with that for a few seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's been a few seconds.
Now, that needs to line up with that. So we put some of this on like that, and it will bead up because it's, you know, it's a gloss surface. And then we take this off and you just get the worst of the water off. And then you just do that.
Messed up the X-ray.
Well, that's right, that's why we come back in and we get everything where it needs to be. Oh, try not to touch it with wet hands. That looks about straight. And then we take a cotton bud and we come back in, and you basically, what you want to do here is start in the middle and roll the cotton bud. Oh, this is sticking far too well for some reason. Oh, let's try and get that back where it should be. I've made a right dog's ear roll with this, haven't I? Roll, roll, and push the fluid out from underneath it, you see?
I see.
Except now this is completely not in the right place, so we just gradually just tease that back over a bit. And what you've got to try and do, and this is the tricky bit with this, is there's all these little divots and things. You have to make sure you push it down into all of those. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like that there, which is really annoying. Stick. There you go. Like that. And I'll put the second one on for you, shall I?
Oh.
Which is one of these ones. So.
Why can't I do the second one?
Eh?
Why can't I do this?
Because you're going to do the other side. I'm going to put these ones on and then you're going to put the rest on.
My leg's
Oh, good grief. Right, blob of that. Huh?
So I have to stand on one leg like a flamingo.
Yeah. Now that doesn't need to be in there for very long because all you're doing is using the water to dissolve the adhesive that's holding it onto the paper.
Wow.
And it will come off quite rapidly. It's one of the nice things about doing this with warm water and not cold water, because warm water works much better. And then we just pop that onto there like that, you see.
Just dump it on the floor.
Yeah. And then get that roughly where it needs to be. That thing's not even straight. Never mind.
Oh dear.
You don't care anymore, do you? Have you given up now?
My leg's hurt.
There you go, like that.
I'll sit down.
You can sit down now, yes, by all means, have at it.
Woo.
So, there's your scissors. There's your thing. So I say I'd probably do that big one first.
You don't trust me with scissors either.
Just remember not to cut into any of the other ones while you're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking actually it might be a good idea to leave this for a while, because even though I've hit that thing with a hairdryer, I'm not entirely sure how dry that varnish is. That's alright, it'll settle down. Right, while that's in there, leave it in there for a second. Take this, hang on, let's turn that round the other way so you're a bit nearer to it. And put that, so what you want to do, look at the plan and you see where it wants to line up. So if you see here, this one, you've got the X. In fact, they've done it both that way. I'll put that one upside down, never mind. We'll put them both that way up. So put the X closest to the fuselage, and it needs to line up, the X needs to line up with this line here. You see that line there? Yes? This line here?
Yeah.
So the X wants to be lined up with that.
Mm.
Right, put that on, just paint it on. All the way down, out to there. Probably a bit more than that, look here. Just do it like this. Just go like that. You see? Now get that out of there because it's peeling off the paper, so.
See?
Right, now just dab it on there and the other way up as well.
Can you help me?
That's it. It's just to get the worst of the water off, that's all. Now, what you want to do, hold the end of the blue paper, slide that end off a little bit. Not too much, that's enough. Now, you want this the other way around, but it doesn't matter. Turn it, so put the, hang on, I'll tell you what to do actually, slide it off the other end, because it'll be easier, because the X is easier to light, oh good grief. Right, like that. Then hold the paper on the end, put the X, wait, no, look, you weren't watching what I was doing, were you? Look, like this.
What?
Give me the paper, put the X where you want it, like that.
Okay.
Hold it in place and slide the paper out from under it.
You didn't do that.
Yes, I
Did
did.
you?
Yes, you weren't
Really?
watching, yes.
What? Sure you didn't do that.
Then take your cotton bud. Now, like I said, remember, start in the middle. You don't need to press hard. lay it flat on it and roll it towards the edge gently. That's it, just like that, perfect. And what you want to do is push all the fluid out from underneath it, preferably without moving the decal about, like I did, because I made a right dog's ear roll of the one I did, because I was doing it in a rush. That's it, don't wipe it, roll it. Right, that looks pretty good. And now, take the end of it, and you see all these little divots and little bits that it's sitting over the top of. Just go in and just gently dab it into all of the corners so that it sits flat, and don't do what I just did there and
wrecked it.
Muck it up. You're better at this than I am.
Yeah.
Right, there we go, that's near enough. Now, that's alright, just leave that one now, don't do anything else to it. Now you want one of these roundels, and basically put that at the end.
Right.
Like I said, just go by what it does on there, you see.
Okay.
And because that's smaller, that will come off that paper a lot quicker, so it's probably easier to put this stuff on first and then just hold that with the tweezers and dip it into the water. Make sure you get rid of that number.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason being is because that is also a decal, and if it's state, you might end up with it on the model, and I've done that before, trust me. So just dab that on, that's enough. Now get that in the tweezers, dip it in the water, hold it there for a few seconds.
Stab myself with the tweezers.
Yeah, don't do that. Just keep it there for about 5-10 seconds. Right, tap it on the paper. Now for these smaller ones, you can slide them off the way you did before. What you can also do is if you just take hold of the edge of the paper with your fingers and just slide it off, just slide it to the edge, and then you can just take it off with the tweezers and put it on. That's it, like that. Perfect. And then do the same thing again. So take the cotton bud and just start from the middle and wipe it. This will probably move around, so like that. That's how you know there's still too much fluid under it, when they move around like that. It's when you get the fluid out, they won't move. And that's when you find out it's not quite in the right place, and then you have to put more fluid on and then get it to float again so you can move it back in position and try again. Right, remember what I said, start from the middle and work your way out. That's it. You see it all bubble, look, you see it all coming out from underneath? See, there's a load of it down here. Right, there's a big blob of the stuff here, look. Get rid of that. That's probably what's doing it. There we go. Good job. Well done. Right. That's it. Now, use the tweezers. No, it goes on the other way round, doesn't it? That bit goes at the back.
Oh yes.
So put that on. Use the tweezers. No.
For what?
To hold it while you slide it off. So put it down where it needs to go. Right, then take hold of it with pinch the end of it with the tweezers, and then slide the paper out from underneath it. There you go. Now you can move it into place. And that's how you get it on without folding it up, and not making a lash of it like I did. Just remember not to, you're actually better off using a cocktail stick for that, because it's not as hard. Because the thing is, obviously these are metal. Pull it, don't push it, because if you push it, that's why it'll fold up. Right, remember that's got to be level with the back of the wing. Right down to the edge. That's it, there. And then that bit there should be touching the side of the fuselage. But now you've moved the back again.
I don't care. My God, it's fine.
Oh, that's alright, as long as you're happy with it. Oh. Right, remember not to touch the decals underneath. You can pick it up and do it if you want. Don't roll it, don't drag it, because that's how why it moves. Right, well I think you're getting the idea of that. So we'll do the rest of these.
Will we?
Well, we'll do the ones we're going to do, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. Because you're probably all losing the will to live by now.
Oh, I am.
Right, we're just doing the last roundel. We're not going to bother with the rest of them because, quite frankly, I can't stand them whining anymore, and she's acting like she's about to burst into flames or something.
The agony. Trying to put little tiny things on.
They're not even that small.
They are.
You've got your sleeve hooked on the model.
Why? Can't go everywhere. Stay in the same place, mate. You're useless and rubbish, and you don't need them.
Just get on with it. Quit your snivelling.
Should have made a boat instead.
What?
Should have made a boat instead.
Yeah, right. The last boat I made was a nightmare. That's why I don't do boats.
Right.
Is that it? Are we done now?
Done.
Good job. Well done. So, what we're going to do now is give this another coat of gloss to seal these. Then I am going to paint the black bit on the nose. And then we'll
Then I can peel the stuff off.
No.
Oh.
Then we've got to hit it with a matte coat. And then you can peel the stuff off.
Yeah.
Right.
It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I know it's 7 o'clock and I've still got a ton of stuff to do. Anyway, gloss coat, that's next. So we'll do that off camera. Right, we're nearly done. I just painted the black out on the front there, just because it was easier for me to do it than to try and teach her how to do masking and painting. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to hit this with a coat of matte lacquer, and then we will be done. Right, she wants to peel the masking tape off, so what I'm going to do is I'll peel up the corners and then she can peel it off. Where are the glasses? What are they doing? You have to be careful when you do this, not to scratch the glass. Otherwise you can end up scratching the glass.
It's glass?
Well, the plastic. Oh, come on. Up. There we go. Right. There you go. Take threes and peel the stuff off. I shall hold it. Try and peel it off like that. Don't. You might have to move the. That's it. Right. What are you doing?
I think I accidentally split that bit down. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, That's in 2 pieces, isn't it?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Right, there we go. Now there's a little bit of bleed under there, but I think we can get away with that. Because what you can do, if they get that,
Beautiful.
is when, like this bit here, you see, what you do is you just take a cocktail stick, not that end, this end, and just come in and just give it a little, like that, and it just scrapes it off the glass.
Plastic.
Whatever. There you go. Anyway, so the one last thing we've got to do is pop the jet exhaust in. So we might as well do that while we're sat here. Although actually, when you do your stop motioning, do you want this thing flying?
Yeah.
Although actually, I think it's we can still do that because it's all right. Hang on. So let's get this. I painted this with a rattle can as well. This is actually Vauxhall metallic silver. So yeah, and that goes in there like that, and there we go. So I'll just put a drop of glue on that to hold it in place.
Nasty stuff.
Yep, it will do for what we're doing. And there we go. So I think now we can wrap this up. So here is our finished article. We actually built this in about 2.5 hours all in. Probably less than that, actually, probably about 2 hours. So quite a lot of time literally watching paint dry. But most importantly, are you content with it, child?
Mildly content.
Anyway, so she's got the dragon. I'll get a picture of that and I'll put that up in here as well. It's very good actually. She's made it. What was it? That's one of the ones you made out of clay.
Yeah, polymer clay.
Yeah. What did you say you were going to call it?
I thought of calling it candy cane because its tail sort of looks like a kind of like the swirly bits of a
It does
candy
look like
cane.
a candy cane. Yeah, it's very good. So who knows? You might see some stop motion in the future, but we'll have to figure that out. I know how to do it. I've just never done it. Well, certainly not for many years. Anyway, so there we go. Just a quick and easy little build that we just did, just for the fun of it. Hopefully you've all enjoyed this. If you are feeling like supporting the channel, do feel free to pop over to Patreon. And if not, you're always welcome to join us in the staff canteen on Facebook in any case. So yeah, I think that will do us. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Say goodbye, Katie.
Goodbye, Katie.
Anyway, right. Cheers. Bye.